More on the Douglas East by-election fraud trial now, and with me is James Davis on Manx Radio. You've been sitting through a fair bit of this and listening to the summing up today. What did you think of it?
I think there was no surprises really in terms of the verdict this afternoon. I think the majority expected Charles Buster Lewin to be given a custodial sentence, and I think the majority expected the other two defendants, Carrie Rothwell and Gail Corran, to receive suspended sentences, albeit custodial ones.
Deemster didn't pull any punches, did he, with Buster Lewin?
Not at all. He said that this was a highly organised system that struck at the heart of Manx democracy, and he basically saw through, if you like, the suggestion that a mitigating factor was the early plea of Mr. Lewin. Of course, Lewin pleaded guilty in September. The investigation was already 18 months, or over 18 months old by then, so since the arrest. So certainly he got no benefit of that, and 3.5 years in prison was certainly a justification.
Now, over 90 people actually gave evidence, and there was more that was sent in written evidence. This was a long case, almost 7 weeks in total.
It was a long case. It was nearly 7 weeks. 90 people gave evidence. When you add those who gave statements and they were heard in court, it took it to over the 200 mark. And you've got to remember, of course, the cost of this trial is yet to come out, but is expected to run into several £1 million. So certainly we haven't heard the end of this yet.
And of course, presumably at the minute we're still waiting to hear now if anyone's going to be appealing.
Certainly the instance from the defendants are Miss Rothwell and Mrs. Corran that they will be appealing. So certainly that will be against the conviction, of course. Of course, it's far too early to say whether Charles Lewin will be appealing. He's obviously been sent down today, and this process takes some time.
Very little emotion on his face today as he received his sentence.
Very little emotion on his face, although more emotion on Gail Corran and Carrie Rothwell's face. This has been a significant upheaval for them. Even Deemster Turner, that the judge said that. He said that their lives had been turned upside down, and that there was certainly some sympathy to what they've been made to go through over the last since April 2010 effectively.
So this seems to be it, but the police were indicating that they have got nowhere further to go. But as the case went on, there was other names that were mentioning further up the food chain, but that appears to be it then.
The charge sheet said others, unknown others, and I think that will be the end of it as far as now is concerned. Of course, this trial started off with 7 accused. Ultimately, 3 people have been convicted. 1 has been sent to jail. The other 2 have got suspended sentences, and the police will say that when it all adds up to the investigative time and money that it's cost, that it has been a case well worth pursuing.